So we'll discuss the Payment of Bonus Act 1965. And regarding the introductory part of this act, basically this bonus act in India appears to have originated during First World War, when certain textile mills granted 10% of wages as war bonus to their workers in 1917. They were happy and they had generated a lot of profit, and they felt like that this is because of hard work of our employees, and we should share the profit. So somehow they just gave it as a bonus to their worker, as war bonus to the people in 1917. And certain cases of industrial dispute demand for payment bonus was also included. So in 1950, the full bench of labor appellate tribunal evolved a formula for determination of bonus. This was a plea was made to raise that formula in 1959. So it was thought that yes, somehow company makes profit because of the hard work and the services and dedication that employees have shown towards the company. So why not we should share the profit, and we should share the joy, so that we can keep motivating our employees to keep working hard and for the future perspective as well. So somehow this should be a win-win situation for both employer and employee. Employee would be motivated and they'll keep putting their hard work, and employer will receive the profit. So objective of this act was to contain in preamble is to provide for the payment of bonus to a person employed in certain establishment on the basis of profits or on the basis of production. So it's maybe it is profit in service industries, it may be called profit, or in some terms of production that you have given productivity to the organization and for matters concerned therewith. So to impose statutory, why this act has been there into the being, to impose a statutory liability upon an employer, that employer is statutorily obliged, that employer has to pay the bonus to the employee. It should not be on the willingness of the employer, that if I would feel like, then I'll pay. No, this is a statutory obligation. To define the principle of payment of bonus act, what all legal part would be there, what should be the principle, what are the fundamentals of payment of bonus, that is also one of the objective. To provide for the payment of minimum and maximum bonus. So it's not that there's no limitation on paying the bonus. That's why the two terms have been used, minimum and maximum bonus, and linking the payment of bonus with the scheme of set off and set on. I'll be discussing this part, set off and set on. This is very interesting part in payment of bonus act. We'll be discussing in the coming slide. And to provide machinery for enforcement of liability for the payment of bonus. So what are the different machineries that enforce that yes, employer has to pay the bonus to the employee? So those machinery also are the objective that we can discuss about. So applicability of this act, the act came into force on 25th September 1965, and this applies to all the factories and other establishment where not less than 20% on any day during a accounting year is employed. So it is applicable for where people 20 and more than 20 people are employed. Only those establishments have to adhere to this act. Central and state government, however, they can extend in provision to any establishment employing less than. So if in case central and state government feel like that yes, to certain establishment below, if we have people below than 20 but more than 10, there also this act can be applicable. The establishment covered under the act shall continue to pay bonus if the number of employees falls below 10 at later date. If in case today your establishment has 20%, but later on a stage it goes below 10, then also you have to keep paying it because you have already registered under this act. So what we are going to discuss about that in 1965 this act came into being, but as per the recent amendment which was done in 2015, certain areas were included, and those are now eligibility for any employee whose salary, who draw salary or wage up to 21,000. So if in case your salary is above than 21,000, you are not eligible to receive bonus. So this is the scenario has been kept very clear, and before amendment it was 10,000. That if in case, see here it is written, before amendment it was from 10,000, now it is increased to 21,000, and in 2015 it has happened. So if in case people having below 21,000 of the salary and the payment of bonus act is applicable on that particular establishment, that person will receive, no matter whatever is the designation, but that person will receive the bonus. Percentage of calculation of bonus, so this is also important. 8.8 33% of your basic plus DNS allowances. I'll be very elaborately clearing in the next coming slide. 8.33% of your basic plus DNS allowances, or 20% maximum. For example, if your salary is 15,000, so 8.33% of your 15,000 would be calculated, and whatever the amount is there, if in case the amount is more than 20% of your salary comes, then that would be your that below 20% of salary would be considered. I'll be discussing elaborately on this part. So it's just first the overlook what exactly this talks about, that this is 8.33% of your minimum bonus you will be receiving. Calculating ceiling under section 12 from 3,500 to 7,000 or minimum wage for the scheduled employment as fixed by the appropriate government. So there's a difference, that if you draw salary of 21,000, that doesn't mean that 8.33% of your 21,000 would be calculated. No, it's not like that. It's your basic plus DA, but that too should not exceed 7,000. So if in case your basic plus DA exceeds 7,000, maximum limit for calculation of 8.33% is 7,000 and minimum limit is 3,500. So between these your basic plus DA should come, then 8.33% would be, and if in case it exceeds 7,000, it would be then in that case 8.33% of 7,000 only would be calculated. And if in case it is below 3,500, again it would not be taken, it would be calculated on 3,500 only. So there's a cap that has been kept for the calculation of bonus. Bonus calculation purpose, 2015, that 7,000 is considered as wages or salary for calculation of bonus. This is again repetition of this word only, that 7,000 would be the maximum amount on which 8.33% would be calculated for bonus. Accounting year. Now, how do we decide bonus for which year? I mean, till what month to what month? Would it be January to December? Would it be April to April? Would it be March to April? How it would be calculated? For which year profit it would be calculated? So in relation to a corporation, the year ending on the day on which the books and accounts of the corporation are to be closed and balanced. So it depends on some companies work on January to December, some companies work on March to April. So this is the way if companies are closing their book for that particular year, for those corporation, it is considered that accounting year itself. In relation to a company, the period in respect of which any profit and loss account of the company laid before it in the annual general meeting is made up, whether the period is year or not, or in any other case, that would also be in that area. The year commencing on first day of April, or if the account of an establishment maintained by employer thereof are closed and balanced on day other than 31st day of March. So it's entirely depends on your company. When your company have their system of accounting year, when it starts and when it close their particular year, that would be considered for calculation of the profit. Allocable surplus. I have discussed that bonus is always part of the profit if company is generating. If in case company is not generating any profit, then what would happen in that case? You will not be receiving bonus, and what would be the amount from which the company would be distributing bonus to its employee? It would not be distributing bonus from its pocket, from its capital, but of course the surplus that company had during the profit generation. So please understand this particular point very carefully, that in relation to an employer being a company which has not made the arrangement prescribed under Income Tax Act for the declaration and payment within India of dividend payable out of its profit, in accordance with the provision of section 194 of that act, 67, this line is basically for your more understanding, 67% of the available surplus in an accounting year. So what does it mean? That your available surplus, whatever is there in your accounting year, if in case we get disconnect, please connect it back. I want to finish this topic. This would take around 10 minutes, so please connect it back because the attendance would be taken again. 67% of available surplus in an accounting year, that 60% would be taken for the profit sharing bonus. तो वो 60% लेके रख दिया जाएगा जिसमें से bonus distribute किया जाएगा. In any other case, 60% of such available bonus. So what is that in any other case? We'll be also discussing. Now see this part, that payment of bonus act not apply to certain classes of employee. This is, see, if your company comes under this life insurance corporation, they will, employees from those organizations, they will not receive any bonus. Indian Red Cross Society, universities and educations, of course, we do not receive a bonus as a faculty. Institutions, hospitals, Chamber of Commerce, Society Welfare Institution, they will not receive bonus. Employees employed through contractor on building, employees employed on Reserve Bank of India, Industrial Finance Corporation of India, Financial Corporation, NABARD, Unit Trust of India, Industrial Development Bank of India. So of course, financial services comes under your banks also comes under this services. So if this is more of a production based companies, if any company has mines or factories, then they have this bonus kind of scenario. But where the services are being done, there's no bonus situation. So I think max of our students are employed in insurance companies or banking companies, so please don't think of getting bonus, and if you really want to get it, just look for those sort of industries. So this is I just wanted to highlight that Payment of Bonus Act not applied to certain classes of industries and employees. So next, wages and salaries, again it would be basic plus DA, and rest of the things I had discussed in your Payment of Wages Act. So whatever applicable in the Minimum Wages Act and Payment of Wages Act, that condition would be there, that your housing or accommodation or supply of water or medical attendance, that would not come under the purview of your basic plus DA. So basically 8.33% कौन सी basic wage पे calculate होगा, that would be your basic plus DA only. Now section 8 talks about that now how are you eligible? Will you join today and third or fourth day bonus is going to be distributed and you are eligible to receive the bonus? No, it is not like that. You have to work at least 30 days in that year. At least you should have worked 1 month in that particular company in that year, then only after 1 month you are eligible to receive the bonus. Disqualification, in case so in certain cases there's a disqualification, fraud ke case mein, riots ke case mein, violent behavior, theft, misappropriation. So it's not that whatever you do you'll receive all the benefits. No, it's not like that. If in case some disobedience is there, you will not receive the bonus. Payment of minimum bonus, Section 10 lays down about the minimum bonus. I've already discussed 8.33% is the minimum percentage that has been kept of the salary or wage of the employee during the accounting year. Now it talks about, yes, so this one is the employer shall pay bonus in proportion to the salary or wages earned by employee during that accounting year, subject to a maximum of 20% of such salary or wages. In other words, maximum of 20% of bonus is payable to the every employee on the wage or salary earned during the year. Percentage for calculation, minimum 8.33% and maximum is 20%. So it is like it's not obligatory that employer cannot go beyond 8.33%, right? Minimum is 8.33% of your basic plus DA, but if employer want to give more percentage of basic plus DA, he can, but he should not go beyond 20% of one individual bonus, and this is the cap that has been kept. Now set on and set off. So this has to be taken into consideration when a calculation of bonus for that particular year is being done. Set on is excess allocable surplus remain after paying the maximum bonus of 20% on the wage or salary of the employee should be carried forward to the next following year. In case that what I discussed about the 67% of the total available surplus, that is considered as an allocable surplus. So if in case in one accounting year you've already paid bonus and still you are left with some amount, so that should be carried forward to the next year. But again, if you are left with the amount when you have taken into consideration that after paying maximum percentage to all the individuals, maximum percentage 20% has been considered, still you are left with some amount, that amount would be carried forward to the next following year for the surplus amount itself, that would not be included in the capital or that would not go into the pocket of the board of the members. So that would be kept in the bonus amount or the allocable surplus itself that may be utilized in coming years. Set off is when there's no profit. When there's no profit, available surplus or allocable surplus, nothing is there. The amount falls short or deficiency for a payment of minimum basis bonus, even 8.33% cannot be paid. Such deficiency amount should be adjusted to the current account year from the set on amount, which has carry forwarded in case of excess allocable surplus in the previous year. So in that case, in current year, we don't have any surplus. The carried forward allocable surplus that came from the previous year, that would be utilized as a set off. So this term is called set off. So these are the two terms that are considered every year when the 67% of that allocation of bonus is being done. So the bonus should be paid in cash within 8 months from the close of the accounting year, within 1 month from the date of enforcement. So if in case we are done with the one accounting year, that it should not be quite late or quite delayed. So within 8 months only, employee should receive their bonus for that one particular accounting year. This is the calculation part. How do we calculate the surplus? So first, your available surplus. We all understand available surplus. Profit हुआ, gross profit हुआ, वहां से क्या deduct करेंगे? Depreciation कितना हुआ? Investment से हमारे कहाँ थे? Allowances में development allowances थे, direct taxes जो pay किए company ने, that is then deducted from the gross profit. Then what deducted? Further sums are specified. Some sums are specified in respect of the employee third schedule. There is a third schedule mentioned in the payment of bonus act. So one particular amount is mentioned, and that is there, and the percent of paid up equity share capital. In case some percentage has been paid on equity and share capital from the company side, that would also be deducted. The final amount after all these deduction from the gross profit will come under the allocable surplus. What is difference between available surplus and allocable surplus? Available surplus मतलब कंपनी का जो टोटल प्रॉफिट हुआ है, मान लो हमारी कंपनी का 20 crore का प्रॉफिट हुआ है, but we have when we deduct all these things and we are left with only 10 crores of profit, that would be the allocable surplus. Allocable surplus maybe it's not available now for the bonus part. 60% of that 10 crore would be considered for the bonus amount. So 60% of available surplus, 60% in case of foreign company, make adjustment for set on and set off. Here it would be allocable surplus. Then for calculating the amount of bonus in respect of an accounting year, allocable surplus is computed after considering the amount of set on and set off. अभी हमारे पास allocable surplus आ गया, but still we will see कि set on and set off क्या है. Previous year का कोई surplus बचा तो नहीं हुआ है. अगर बचा हुआ तो वो carry forward होकर यहाँ पे आया है. तो we will consider that set off surplus as well, and then we will finalize finally the allocation process. So this is how the bonus calculation for whole company would be done, and from that particular amount every individual is given their part. Now this is a calculation of individual basic plus DA into 12 into 8.33%. So for example, अगर basic salary है 8,000 and DA is your 1,500, both would be summed up, that would become 9,500. 8.33% for 12 months. Why it is 12? Because we are taking into consideration for 12 months. So for every month that particular employee has worked, that is taken into consideration. So it has become for 12 months, your basic plus DA would be 1,14,000, and then its 8.33% would be calculated. That would become 9,496. So do you see the thing here? This was your salary, basic plus DA. And here, this is your bonus. So somehow it becomes the same salary for 1 month. So you can just keep it clear in your mind that whatever is my basic plus DA, I'm just going to get double of my salary. So this is the scenario for bonus. आपको आपकी salary का double मिल जाता है basic plus DA का. और ये पूरा calculation एक उसका backend part होता है programming का. So this is the calculation of bonus. We are left with less than 1 minute. All of you need to join back if we get disconnected. So duties of employer: to calculate and pay annual bonus as required under the act, to submit an annual return of bonus paid to employee during the year in form D to the inspector. Inspectors को form D में पूरी clarity के साथ उस particular accounting year का सारा detail